G'day everyone and welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat, this will be my Knackers Yard, and it's kind of a welcoming me back to the Knackers Yard, I suppose, having got back from our big family holiday, about 4 or 5 hours ago now, I suppose. So yeah, big family holiday to Costa Rica, once in a lifetime trip. We've been trying to do it for 2.5 years, 2.5 years. COVID's really cocked it up throughout, but we finally got to go. But I'm back, and I've got my little, I'm going to get to that. I've got my little Costa Rica license plate up there. Don't worry, I'm not going all Dell. I saw that, I thought that looked cool in the garage. So, yeah, so what am I doing? I'm jet lagged to hell. It's a 10-hour flight, so I didn't sleep last night because we were flying. I grabbed like 40 winks, but with 3 kids it's always tricky. So yeah, I am shot to buggery. But what do I need to do? I need to get that MOT'd. I'm not doing it now. It's now bank holiday Sunday, I think. Lost track ever so slightly. So that's going to be next weekend, and I'm going to get that booked in and get that done, probably at Maitland, pay the ULEZ fee on it and take it down there, because they're good guys, and I want to take it on a decent leg stretch, because it needs it, it's earned it. I drained the cars before, so I'm going to have to run some fuel through that first. I'm not going to do that now. I'm not going near keys, power tools, anything like that, because I'm just a bit shot away, and I need to get my my body clock back into sync. But what has happened in absence is loads of stuff's turned up, so I thought I'd give you a bit of a catch up as to what I've got and what I'm doing it with. What I have done is I have stripped the plate for the clocks. I wasn't happy with it, it just wasn't rounded enough on the edges, so I've given it a bit more of an edge and I've given that a strip. So within my capabilities today, as punch drunk as I am, is to get that blacked up and ready to go back on. Tomorrow will be a bit of a construction day, and what I've got is a load of other stuff, and I can't remember what I've ordered. So let's just go through what I've got and what I'm going to do next. Remind myself as much as anything else. Right, cool, let's get you set up. Right, so there we go, let's see what we got, shall we? Now, doing all this deliberately upside down so that I'm not flashing my address. I'll do some careful editing. So, in one, I have for the grand price of £39.99 my coupons, which have actually got a decent amount of bolt to them, so not too bad. And there we go. So I still have my slight dilemma as to, well, I'm going to have to make the holes obviously, and I'll guide those off the original ones, but the slight dilemma that I have is whether or not I risk it for a biscuit and try bolting in some end pieces. I say bolting in, that will require me to get some nuts welded into the end pieces, and my welding ain't great. I've got one of the end pieces here, one of my bar weights, that also don't fit in the end. Might just have to get some different bar ends. I could ream them out a little bit. I think I probably will. Let's be tight. So what do I want to do? I want to see if I can wedge a bolt in there, some variety, potentially weld a nut in on the end, potentially just try and JB the bad boy in, which I think might be my first attempt, because I don't really want to scar this up too much by chucking a load of heat on it. And actually, if it's painted, yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of it, so I think what I'll do is just try and ream it out a bit, check the depth, the bolt, and just see if I can wedge some bolts in there so that I can keep the end pieces, because they're quite nice and heavy, which is generally a sign of half decent quality. Don't forget you've left that in the box now, despite the fact that you're a bit shot away at the moment and will probably forget, but that's why I film things. So I've got my clips on there. Next one, a proxy little one that, and I am going to give due credit here to Del Boy's Garage, who I normally just berate at every available opportunity, because most of the stuff he does is gash. But as far as the tank's concerned on this, it does have the dents on the high side. Is it worth me trying to show you? I'll try. It does have dents on the high side that I'm not happy with. Yeah, one and a fairly big one too. Now if I'm going to do anything with those, I think my original plan was to go for the Fandango paint on this, but the rest of the paint on the tank is too good for me to piss around with too much. I think what I might try and do is patch it, keep it black, just because it looks good and substantial black. So what I might try and do is cut that out with these pads. I can't remember what they're called. I could on a good day. I'll put it up at the bottom as to what they are in text, but I should be able to strip the paint out without using paint stripper and be able to control it a little bit better, is my thinking as to what I'm going to go through and what I'm not. Yeah, I'll give them a go. I've not used them before. Got to be worth a go. And frankly, paint stripper, it's just such a ball's ache, particularly on a tank, and it's quite slapdash as well. And if I'm going to go for a patch paint on that tank, which is my current preferred option, then that might be the best way to do it. And then what I want to do on the rest of the tank is, I really want to keep the white Triumph on it, I think, because I think it looks good. Yeah, so that's the next bit done. I know what these are. My torque bit sockets. I don't claim to have been doing this and pissing around with bikes forever. I've literally only been doing it a couple of years, so I've got a couple of years worth of tools. I don't have a lifetime worth of tools, and I know a lot of people have been doing this for a damn sight longer. Even people with, you know, more junior, if you like, sites. So, you know, the likes of Bertie Bodgett, perfect example. Carl's been doing it donkey's years and not filming it for long. And if you've not checked out Bertie Bodgett channel, please do. I'll leave a link at the bottom if I can work how to do it, or if I remember how to do it, but I will do it. I love his site. It's a great watch. He just plods through what needs to be done, and he's a good bloke as well, and he swears more than I do, which is even better. So you do feel like you're just following a guy doing a project, which is precisely what I try and do. Yeah, so I'll chuck a link to Carl. So I don't have a full set of kit, so whenever I need a bit of kit, then just grab it. Not ridiculously expensive. US Pro isn't exactly a renowned make, but it'll do, I hope. Right, a couple of little surprise packages left to go. But I say a surprise, I've ordered them. Right. My lights, what was I going to do with those? Now I remember now. Right, so let me just check size, and you can come with me on a voyage of discovery, and I will show you what I'm trying to do, or what I'm thinking of doing. Now the bit that bugged me on my Ulez ride with this bike was not having idiot lights. Now that probably just means I'm an idiot, or it means I got used to them, but by putting indicators on it on its route to getting a full daytime MOT rather a full MOT rather than just a daytime MOT was not having. I mean, it's the flasher relay on it is really quite loud, but not loud enough when the bike is going. Oh shit, there's packages going everywhere. 2 seconds. There we go. Beautiful sunny day, but it's just blew away my packaging down the road. Now what I'd like to do is find a way of tagging in little LED indicators or LED flashers into the indicator so that I can have idiot lights on the yoke. Now what inspired me was the neutral light, which is on there, which is brill. It's really, I like a neutral light. It has got some indicator, some idiot lights at the top. I haven't quite worked out what does what yet, but they certainly don't work on indicators. So simple solution, rather than chasing through the wires there, I've got these holes anyway, why not try and use them? And that's exactly what I want to do. So one, I think we'll just wire into the indicator. Fuck, where did that go? Never mind. One that will go into there and one that will go onto the other side, and we'll see how that goes. Could be good, could be good, could be a nice simple solution. Right, what else is supposed to give me? Right, and the last one of these, my youngest goes apeshit for these unwrapping videos. I'm sure any female 8-year-olds will be really happy with this show. Right, now that ain't gonna work, but it doesn't even stick and hold. Fuck, I'm gonna. This was bought on a whim, and the idea is there, but that output is not going to be good because that is just flipping on and off. But my thinking was for a better version of the switch for the fan, which was just bodged on the side, what I'd like to do is get a smaller version. Let me see if I can get you in a decent position. Is to get a smaller version of this. Bearing in mind I've wasted £2.50 on this. Get a smaller version, poke it through one of the other holes, and just have a little toggle switch on the top there. Now I don't want one of the, you know, the fighter ones with the flip up piece and all that. I just think that looks a bit chod myself. But just find a way of mounting that, and what I may actually do is just drill a bigger hole through the yoke. Shame I've already painted it. Or I might just order a smaller one, I don't know, and just have that hoiking out the top. Now if I have that through, I think that's going to look quite cool. Obviously it's not going to, well, it'll fit through one of these holes, but not to be functional. But yeah, and actually I want it so that it will flip on and flip off. I don't want to have to stand there holding it with a fan on. That's just fucking pointless. But my concept's there, my execution's wank. But frankly, I think I ordered that on the plane. So it's not surprising that that hasn't worked. So anyway, one failure out of a few purchases. By failure, I'll keep that. I'll use it for something, I'm sure. But what I need to do is find a considerably smaller one, but I'll keep that in its packet just so I don't damage it before I use it. Right, micro update for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's really just to announce that I'm back. I'll be more on it tomorrow. I am just shot away at the moment. My brain isn't quite working. I'm just a bit tired. Oh, bless me. I'm coming across as all sorrowful after spending 10 days away doing some of the most fantastic things. Now I did chuck an upload on the channel with some snippets of what we and I've been up to. I did caveat it heavily at the beginning, saying it's got nothing to do with motorbikes, so you're just here for motorbikes, then scroll on, big fellas. But if you want to dip in and have a look, then, you know, by all means. It was an amazing holiday. I have come back to find the in-laws here. Find the in-laws here. They were here looking after the dog. That was always going to happen. But they have also been through the house completely and sorted it all out and cleaned it all up, so it's lovely coming back to a nice clean house, because it's certainly not how we left it. it was a bit of a flurry of activity on the way out, so yeah, so really grateful for that. Really grateful for the subscribers. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for all the people that commented on the holiday video saying, oh, it looks great. Brill. You know, it was a bit of a whim that I chucked it up just because so many people wish me a happy holiday, and thanks for that, that I thought it might be worthwhile just showing what we get up to. Right, so short one, that'll do me. I'm a bit babbly because, like I say, I'm a bit shot away. More to follow tomorrow. I've got quite a lot that I can now do because I'm not waiting for stuff, which is brill, which is absolutely brilliant. Slightly annoyed about that toggle switch, but I can follow that up in a slightly slower time afterwards. Not really a drama. What I'm going to do off camera is just sort out that mounting plate for the clock, so that's ready to go. So tomorrow we could / should see this front end start to come back together, and maybe even all back together. So I do have from Steve, I have his mount, so I can properly mount that front. Oh, and actually, while I'm speaking of that, one of the videos I caught while I was away was Gary, who's a mate of Charlie's, the motorcycle rescuer, playing around with his Bandit, and I noticed at the front, and I'll put the picture down the bottom because I did do a screen grab. I noticed his Bandit has 2 sets on there holding it up, and it was great to see because it kind of supported my theory that it should work. Well, it's worked on another bike. Not necessarily saying it's going to work on this one, but there's less reason it shouldn't if you follow my slightly convoluted logic. So happy to see that. So I can sort out that front end properly. I can put the grips on. I might have a play this evening, seeing if I can you know, like JB in some nuts rather than necessarily weld them. It's a little bit bodgy, I do get it, but frankly, if it didn't use those, it would just use expanding bolts, which are no more shoddy than trying to, you know, effectively glue in a nut in the first place. So yeah, I don't have too many dramas with that, and I don't want to fuck them up by trying to do some welding inside a tube, which I'm just not comfortable with yet. My skill set isn't quite there yet. You can see my lovely tan feet. Look at that, burnt to buggery on the last day, but that's what happens on the last day of a holiday, isn't it? The final burn. Right, that'll do me. Normal service will be resumed tomorrow, I hope. Thanks very much all. I'll catch you later. Ta-da.